Gang, today I'm covering the top 5 best overall loadouts. This is going to be primaries and secondaries right now in Warzone 2.0 Season 3. I needed to get this out before Season 3 reloaded. I'm sure there's going to be some nerfs and some buffs, but we've noticed with all these updates, most of these guns really hold true through nerfs and buffs. So I want to make sure everybody has the best possible loadouts going into Warzone Ranked. We're about the collared shirt today, gang. I got stuff I gotta do. So we got Professional Greasy in the building today. Look, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, man, hit that sub button, press that like button. Let's get right into it, gang. Alright, gang, starting with number 5, we got the STB with the BOSP. So on the STB, everything I really tune on these guns is going to be for recoil control. These are laser builds. The rear grip has no tune on it. It's a stip 40 grip, 42 round mags, FTAC ripper 56 at 0.80 and 0.40, Komodo heavy at 0.80 and 0.35, and the 24.4 inch Bruin S barrel at 0.50 and 0.40. Super duper accurate, super solid medium to long range. And then for your up close, which also works as a medium range too, is the BOSP. Got a huge buff this season. We got the D37 grip at 0.74 and 0.32, 50 round drums, VLK laser for sprint fire speed, aim down sight speed, 6.5 Bruin Drake barrel for aim walking and aim down sight speed, and the Spiral V3.5 flash hider for ADS speed and gun kick control. In the firing range, you'll see both these guns are very accurate. They put in work, absolutely put in work. This STB is crazy too. I mean, that's dummy accurate for just standing there and not strafing, not doing anything special. I mean, you can't beat that, man. That's nuts. So you gotta try these classes out. Super good in mid-range and long range. Let's get on to number 4, because again, we don't want to spend too much time on one class. These are just guns I think you should be running in this combo. Like if I list 2 guns, for instance, if I'm like, oh, the BOSP is the best secondary, but use this gun. No. Guns play better with each other if you pair them just right. Like you want to be able to cover all of your bases, and that's why we do these specific guns. For this class in particular, we got the Seiken in the Lockman sub, the MP5. Super solid. You don't have great mobility with the Seiken. The MP5 does have great mobility. It also has a little bit of range to it. Seiken is super long range, so you're covered with your extra far shots, your far shots. And then with the Lockman sub, you got mid to close range, good mobility, nice hip fire. Going into the Seiken, we got the AMO PV4 tuned for far and aim down sight speed. The FSS Ole V laser I do not tune. The 20-inch Bruin Silver Series barrel for recoil steadiness and damage range. Castova DX90 for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. Cronin WL55, that's going to be tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. Super duper accurate, like I can't stress that enough. Most of my guns are like very low to no recoil. But TTK is what we're looking at. You know, if you're hitting your shots, at that point you want to focus your TTK. For the Lockman sub, we got the Lockman TCG10 grip for recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed. 50 round drums, the VLK laser 7 milliwatt for sprint fire speed, aim down sight speed. Here we go. The Lock Grip Precision, we got that for hip walking speed and aim down sight speed, and the XRK Sandstorm at aim down sight speed and gun kick control. Put together, again, super duper solid. Not a bad hip fire on this gun. And then mid range is covered. Even like your far range, I mean, it's super accurate. This thing just laser downfield. And then of course, you pull out this Seiken and it just does not move. My God, this thing is such a laser beam. It's actually like kind of ridiculous how much you can keep it in one spot. Anyways, gang, try these out. Super solid class. That comes in at number 4. Number 3 is where we get nitty gritty. I definitely think these top 3 classes are dope. But here's what's funny. Like the number 1 class may be the best, but I might not run that all the time. Like there's definitely scenarios, like my number 1 is not everybody's number 1. It's not number 1 in the meta, but the headshot multiplier on the gun is absolutely broken. So when we get to number 1, it might shock you. My number 3 is ISO Hemlock. Most people have this as their number 1. After the nerfs, if you are extremely accurate like your boy here and you take far shots, this is trash. Like this gun is not super dominant at range anymore. It's good long, but not past 100 meters, which You know, I don't know how many people are taking those shots, but me personally, past 100 meters, this thing's kind of chopped, but it still rips. It's good medium range. That's why we got the Vaznev on it. I'll explain that in a minute. We got the AIMO PV4, that's tuned for far and aim down sight speed. FSS OLE V laser, that's for aim walking steadiness and aim down sight speed. 45 round mags. High velocity ammunition, damage range and bullet velocity. And the Echoless 80. Aim down sight speed and bullet velocity, gang. I've been outside like all day. I'm super tired. I'm sorry for the yawning. For the Vaznev 9K, we chose this gun because this really does cover the mid-range roll better, but up close, this has the fastest TTK, I believe, up close. Like, I'm pretty sure the Vaznev beats everything right now. At that point, it's a field preference. There's always been different metas throughout Warzone. I remember the FAMAS and Warzone 1 in Verdansk was like just extremely broken. I loved it, but for my homies who could not control recoil, they're like, yeah, forget that. Like, they want to use the MP5, whatever. That's Val. This gun's super good, but it might not be everybody's favorite, depending on fire rate, you know, recoil patterns, which it's extremely accurate. But anywho, TrueTac grip, that's going to be tuned for aim down sight speed and the sprint to fire speed. Marquise R7 stock, that's going to be for aim down sight speed, aim walking speed. 45 round mags. FSS OLE V laser on sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. And the Brewing cubic comp. Every time I get to the last attachment, I swear to God, I'm cursed. Aim down sight speed and gun kick control. That's the third time now I've gotten to the last attachment. And the boy has to, must be talking too fast. Super duper solid though. Bring it into the firing range, I'll show you what I mean. For a mid-range, you can see not a lot of bounce. Super duper fast killing. On the far range, you get a little more bounce. You know, maybe if you're dressing it up, strafing a little bit, you can make it look a little more satisfying then. But if you're just standing still, it's gonna have a little bounce. The ISO Hemlock though, I think this is like the most used gun right now. I'm pretty sure it is. Has one of the most memorable recoil patterns. Up left. It's actually like super duper easy. It's up left and back, or up right. I meant to say. So your joystick's going down left, but it's extremely accurate, super solid. Just anything past 100 meters is gonna shy me out. And I have a feeling with Warzone ranked, people are gonna like play far. They're gonna play slow. I mean, everybody wants to have that good rank, you know. Number 2, we got the TAC 56 and the MP7. My TAC 56, this class absolutely beams. I basically built an M4 that had no recoil and transferred that over to the TAC 56 as the best I could. And it is absolutely incredible. FSS combat grip untuned, 60 round mags. FTAC gripper 56 for recoil stabilization and idle stability. 17.5 inch Tundra Pro barrel for recoil steadiness and damage range. Then the Komodo Heavy for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. This is such a good AR. I just want to go ahead and showcase this. Look at the recoil on that. I'm not moving, just using the joystick controlling the recoil. That is absolutely insanity. Like, the fact that people don't run this class blows my mind. Like, if you've ever watched one of my videos, you're like, oh, that looks pretty good. This thing is insane, especially since it got a headshot multiplier. Bro, come on. Anyways, on to the secondary of this class. My favorite secondary in the game right now, the MP7. Schlager Soldier Grip, tuned for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. VOK laser 7 milliwatt, that's going to be for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. MERC FOREGRIP, we're going to have that hip recoil control and hip fire accuracy. TANGO 228 barrel, that's going to be for recoil steadiness and damage range. The Forge stick, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Forge DX90F, recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. Why do I keep yawning at the last attachment, gang? Holy. Give you an idea of recoil with this gun. It's vertical, it's a fast fire rate, but it's really just mostly straight up and down. But that damage at range is not there. Like, you're not going to use this at range. But if you needed to, you can. Like, a lot of people like the MP7 as a sniper support. If you get a hit marker, you know, you can just dump bullets at them with this thing, and it does the job. Hip fire is okay on it. It has a really fast fire rate, so it's like not super ideal. but you got to think, what is that, 10 meters right there, give or take? So I mean, that's not too crazy. Obviously that's a stretch out there, but paired with this combo, I mean, this is a super dirty class. If you're not running it, you're messing up. This is like probably the easiest class in the game to run. Both guns are laser accurate and they both rip. But for number one, hands down, I've had my best games with this gun so far in this game. That's gonna have to go to the Cast-Off 7.62 and the Chimera. Unbelievable combo right here. The Chimera is super good medium to close range. Up close, it kills like the AS Val from Rebirth Island. Like, I can't stress that enough. It is unbelievable. The feel of that gun is money. Paired with the Cast-Off 7.62, which in my opinion is essentially the Galil, like, or not the Galil, the AMAX, same principle, but the AMAX, I mean, my god, unbelievable power. You have to have some gun skill. It does have bounce, but if you learn how to control the recoil on it, you will not use anything else. This gun dominates. We got the Ammo PV4 for aim down sight speed and far, 40 round mags, FTAC Ripper 56, oh, that was at 28, aim idle stability and recoil stabilization. Polar Fire S, that's going to be tuned at 0.68 for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. And the CAS 10 millimeter barrel, that's going to be a recoil steadiness and damage range. This is fake, dude. This is freaking fake. The Chimera, we got the Cronin Mini Pro. That's going to be for aim on sight speed and far. I've explained with this gun, you don't need the red dot. Iron sights are amazing. If you want more stabilization on this thing, you could put a laser on it, maybe a faster ADS. Me personally, I run the Cronin Mini Pro and it absolutely rips. The Ravage 10, that's going to be for aim walking steadiness and aim walking speed. The D37 grip, recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed. 45 round mags and a MERC FOREGRIP. That's going to be untuned. I don't know why this was pulled all the way over. I was rocking this untuned, or no, I did have that at aim down sight. What am I saying? At untuned on the left, aim down sight speed on the right. Gang, listen, we're gonna throw this in fire range. I need you to go through and try these guns so you understand what I mean, because they are all so dominant. They all fit each other well. They play very nicely, great mobility. And with Warzone rank, you're gonna want an edge. You can't go in there and be like, oh well, you know, maybe hey, who am I to say my classes are better than yours? I'm just saying, take these into consideration. For someone who plays like a lot of this game, like I burn a ton of time on this game making content for you guys, you gotta check out these guns, because I mean, look at this cast off. I mean, do you see how fast this thing kills at distance? That is absolutely unbelievable. That's unreal. What is it, a 2-shot headshot? Yeah, it's a 2-shot headshot. You gotta think, if you're hitting 2 headshots within your spray, which it has a lot of bounce, I mean, you're winning every gunfight. So gang, try these guns out. Let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that sub button, touch that like button. Catch you tomorrow for another heater. Let's get it again.